Welcome everyone to another session of the Mastermind Book Club. Tonight we are reviewing part 3, the last part of Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. Yuval Noah Harari has written several books and they all talk about unbelievable information. But here today we're reviewing Sapiens, and I'd like to start off with Reggie, who will give us a brief summary or review of this audiobook. Reggie.
Good evening, everyone. Reggie from the Mastermind Book Club. One thing I'll touch on, which was pretty profound statement that was mentioned in this book, was basically about consumerism, right? And the way that the author spoke about consumerism and people, how we're basically sort of taught to buy things, right? We're taught to purchase all kinds of things, even sometimes things that we don't want. And it was mentioned that as it relates to consumerism, that this in the history of religion, because it was as if to term consumerism a religion, which is essentially a way of life, that in the history of religions, consumerism has been the only religion that people have followed, that all the followers have followed that religion. So what I will say to that, if we could just sort of turn that around and not make it consumerism, but maybe make it some other thing, which basically could be impactful to a person's life, that if they bought that particular thing and everyone followed that particular paradigm or that particular way of life, that it could actually help and make it such that their lives would be turned into a really great and wonderful and fulfilling life. So that's how I look at that particular aspect of the book, maybe turn it into something more, something we could all buy and purchase or follow that can make our lives great.
Thank you. Thank you, Reggie. Charles, unmute yourself.
Good evening, everyone. This is Charles with the Mastermind Book Club. In the book, Yuval Noah Harari, he traces the origins of human progress. And man is the only species that can work in a corporate state. Other animals or other species, they work pretty much individual. And the great thing that I got out of this book is that when man comes together, he can truly express his greatness. Even though we don't know each other, we can all be in a stadium and root for one team. Even though we don't know each other, we can all ride a bus, and that bus takes us to a direction. This is the true greatness of the book, and some of the greatness of us as humans, as a species, that if we can all come together for one general cause, which will be peace, love, maybe ending hunger, this could be possible. And Yuval okay, it's a tongue twister for me. And anyway, in this book,
I get it.
It's a great book, and it gives us ideas how to do this as a corporate human race. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Charles. Gina.
Yes, good evening. The book, what I got from it, it says like the future could be bright. This is what I was thinking from reading the book. The future could be bright if we are diligent and vigilant in our quest to progress as humanity. Okay, and when we follow the history of the book, it teaches us that things have moved from the state, or the ruler as being paramount to the individual as sovereign. And that we will continue to progress. As I mentioned earlier, we keep an eye out and we make sure that, we're all inclusive, and we can go backwards if we are not inclusive of everyone. So that's my review of the book.
Beautiful, Gina. Beautiful. Ty.
Hey everyone, good evening. What I got from the book was a shock. How about that? I was like when you hear like all of the things that in the evolution that we as mankind went through, and like it's like a miracle that we are still here, surviving, and able to still be, have the mindset, some of us, to want to progress and move forward. And it's like, from the like the way he was explaining the violence and all that other stuff, I was like, wow, we actually went through that. So what I got was, like, like somewhat what Gina said, as far as it's up to the individual, to want to do better and give more of themselves in this human experience, so that we can all learn from each other and, make the world a better place while we're in it, and for our children and our descendants when we're not here. So that's what I got. And thanks so much. And I give the mic to to David.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank
You,
All right.
Ty. Listen, this
You're welcome.
book is wild. It's 15 hours long, but it's juicy information, a lot of content. We didn't take 1 week to listen to the whole thing. It took us 3 weeks because we pace ourselves, although we probably could challenge ourselves and listen to most of it within a week. But there's a lot of information in here. What I want to tell you quickly is, just as everyone said, there's violence in this book. It talks about violence. Why? Because our history is filled with violence, a lot of wars, a lot of crime. But the reality is this: current times, more people die from illness, psychological illness, cancer, and so on. But there's another type of illness that's coming around. Some people don't have a limb, a loss of a leg, a loss of an arm. How do you replace these? Well, this is what's happening. I tell my kids, if you go to school for college or anything, specialize in artificial intelligence or software. That is happening to humans as we speak. How is that integration going on and on? This book gives you a brief explanation about it. You can find other books, but no, Noah Harari gives us immense details: where we've been, what we're doing now, and where we're possibly headed. Look into this book. It delivers unbelievable happiness if you find it. Take care. Until next week, from the Mastermind Book Club, signing off. We'll go over another empowering book next week.